Did he like the Superman movies, like Christopher Reeve? Because I'm hearing more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. That makes sense?
It was my husband, and we chose the theme to Superman for our wedding song.
Everyone's heard of lawyers and everyone's heard of psychics, but not everyone's heard of a psychic lawyer. I'm an Oxford-educated attorney, and I'm licensed to practice law in Florida, Washington, D.C., and before the United States Supreme Court. My specialization is personal injury and criminal defense trial law. I'm a fourth-generation psychic medium, so what that means is that I communicate with spirits. And I have to have a sense of humor. I mean, let's face it, you don't run into a psychic lawyer every day, and I like to joke that I chase stolen ambulances driven by drunk drivers who want to talk to dead people. But on a more serious note, my experience as a prosecutor and then later as a criminal defense lawyer led to me becoming an on-camera legal expert in high-profile murders. But the one consistency through both of them is the failure of the Los Angeles Police Department to properly handle scientific evidence. And so the question is, will this defendant get away with murder? My psychic roots go back generations, in fact on both sides of the family, and I started seeing spirits when I was about 3. I grew up in a psychic family. Dad was very private about his gifts. Mom, on the other hand, was very open about hers. My childhood was like The Sixth Sense meets Everybody Loves Raymond. I'd come home from school. Mom would say, I saw a spirit today. And I'd be like, well, that's cool. Do we have any peanut butter? And she'd go, yeah, honey, it's over there. I was groomed to be a Catholic priest, but I went to law school instead. As my psychic abilities intensified, I studied evidential mediumship at the Arthur Findlay College for the Advancement of Psychic Science in England. In other words, the psychic version of Harry Potter. Trust me, being psychic comes in handy when you practice law, especially during jury selection and when I visit crime scenes. Stephen's a tough case. He came from a broken home. His mother abandoned him when he was 6 years old. Then his father ended up in prison. So he was raised by his grandmother, and when he was about 17, she died suddenly. Then, without any parental figure, Stephen was totally lost. In his way of coping with her death, he started to shoot heroin. Your grandmother keeps focusing on your left arm. It's festering. This can become a major infection, and this can kill you. Like so many other people, because he didn't deal with his grief or have anyone in his life to help him deal with grief, Stephen's grief led to crime, which led to him inflicting more grief on others. I'm a mediator on 2 levels. As a lawyer and as a certified mediator, I help people mend broken relationships. For example, as a certified mediator, that would be with people suing each other and we're sitting around a conference table. As a spirit mediator, what that means is I help people here find resolution with loved ones on the other side. In my book, Never Letting Go, I reveal my method of how I take a logical, left-brained approach to a right-brained spiritual activity. For some reason, April is making a tremendous amount of sense to me. And the number's 2 and the number's 7.
That's the day he passed away.
Wow, I'm seeing a specific record label from Atlantic Records. It was a red and green label, and I keep hearing Led Zeppelin. Does this make sense?
Houses of the Holy.
Houses of the Holy. Woohoo! Okay. How apropos. Been a long time since I rock and rolled.
He actually sang that at karaoke one night.
He sang that in karaoke.
It was the night of our second date.
Been a long time, been a long time,
I
been a
almost
long,
left him,
lonely,
yeah.
lonely. Yeah, okay, so he's still singing karaoke. Who's Bob? Bob.
His name was Robert.
Okay, there we go. I'll take that one. Hell yes. Did he used to say that a lot?
It bothered me because you'd ask him, do you want corn with dinner? And he would say, hell yes. Yeah, he said that quite a bit.
He wants me to sing a song for you. I just called to say I love you. I just called to say I really care.
We split up for a short time, and he moved back to Texas, and I wouldn't take his phone calls, and I came home, and that was on my answering machine.
If that isn't an example of how love transcends physical death, I don't know what is. At some point in your life, someone you love is going to die. And it doesn't matter what your background is, ethnic group, socioeconomic status, faith, and there's nothing we can do about that. But what we can do is learn to change our perspective on death. After conducting thousands of readings, I have seen that the evidence supports God exists, heaven exists, our soul is an immortal living spirit, and we will see our loved ones again when it is our time to die and cross into the light.